Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'd like to share with you some tips that would help you make the most out of 2022. Today is the 31st of December 2021. 2021 is over. It has been a long year. It has been a year of growth for me. It has been just a year of gratitude to God, especially with everything that happened in 2020. And I'm sure for you, you have stories, you have memories that have made you to be just very grateful for seeing the end of this year. 2022 is upon us. Tomorrow is 2022. Can you even believe it? Right? But in this video, I share with you tips that I believe will help you to make the most out of 2022. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. As Christians, we know that everything we do is for the glory of God. We do not do anything to attract any kind of glory to ourselves or what we've accomplished, because without God, what are we? And so in the year 2022, you want to make sure that everything that you do is to attract God's glory, is to glorify God in your life. And that means that you have to trust Him. Number one principle that's non-negotiable is to trust God always. Before you start the year, you want to commit the year into God's hand. You want to tell God to just help you to trust Him, even in times where it's so difficult to trust God. Asking that you go with me, and I trust you. I know and I believe that you've got it all figured out and that you lead me to the very end. Now, the second non-negotiable principle that you can use to make 2022 better is to ask God and pray consistently. Now, never give up on praying, never give up on talking to God about what it is you are going through. He hears us, He listens. It might not be as you would like, the answer, the result might not come as soon as you want it, but trust me, He hears our prayer. And so you do not want to give up on telling God what it is you are going through. Do not make the mistake of going out and ranting to your friends or your family members. Talking to people is fine, don't get me wrong, but you want to make sure that you've told God first about what it is you're going through. Trust that He has heard your prayer and He will figure it out. He will do it for you in His time. Now, number 3 is to keep your resolutions real. A lot of the times we start the year and we are so hopeful of what it has in store for us, and so we want to shoot for the stars in our resolutions. You want to, as much as possible, keep your resolutions real, in the sense that you write out all your goals, identify what is closer to you at the point of writing. Just categorize them into long-term, short-term, what you have to do weekly, what you have to do monthly, what you have to do within the span of the year. Just categorize all of them, keep them real. You just don't want to write everything and anything because you feel like it's a year and at the end of the year you want to accomplish all of those things. No, write them. This is what I want to do by the end of this first quarter. This is what I want to do by the end of the year, right? And all of that. Keep them real. Now, the fourth thing that I want to talk about is to be flexible. Be flexible with God's changes. God is a God of humor, okay? God is a God of mystery, and He does things at His own time. If you wait on Him, if you allow for the flexibility of God, you may want a promotion at this time, you may want everything at a particular point, but maybe God says, wait, this is not the right time you need it. This is not the exact time that if it comes in your life, you are going to make the best out of it. So wait. Let's learn to wait on God this year. Let's learn to allow for His changes, allow for His timing, allow for His creativity, because God is a creative God. I tell you, if you allow Him, He will do things in such a way that you will end up saying, oh, I thought I wanted this at this time, but turns out it was this other time that I really, really needed it. There's times in my life where I've witnessed God coming through at the exact time that I thought was late, or I thought was just past what I wanted, right? Allow for what God wants. Do not rush, do not overthink the year. There's so many things you want to do, yes, I know, but you need to plan and take it slowly. Don't overthink it. Sometimes overthinking it too might just make you stress over it and not even get the energy to do it again, right? So do not overthink it. Another thing is to be spontaneous. There's so many things that we plan, and then in the end we are really lethargic to do them. Be spontaneous. These things, I know that if you incorporate in your life, you may have been doing some of them, that's okay. I'm sure there's something that you can find in this list that you were not really paying much attention to, and you can incorporate into your year to make it way better. And so the first thing is to volunteer for projects, volunteer for any association that needs volunteers. Be on the lookout for these kinds of things, right? It has a way of giving you a sense of accomplishment that you've done something to make someone's life better, right? So that's the first thing. Number 2 is to save for a project. So at the end of the year, you might want to take yourself out or travel. Okay, it's so important to just really set targets, financial targets for yourself. I'm not touching this money because at the end of the year, that's what I'm going to be using to buy this and that for myself, right? I'm saving 10 cedis per month for a particular project that I want to do at the end of the year. That's it. Here's the thing. If you don't put that money aside, 10 cedis is not so much money, right? But honey, if you didn't save that money at the end of the year, would you still have it? Would you still have it? Do you want? Right? And so no matter how little you think or insignificant you think that amount you're saving or you're able to save at the end of the month for 12 months, if I tell you, just the discipline to do that counts. It can become part of you, and that's a good habit that you're cultivating out of 2022, right? So it's not necessarily the money and maybe what you want to use it for. It's just the discipline you are incorporating in your life. Now you can learn a skill, learn photography, learn how to make a fascinator, learn something that you really wanted to do. If get a side hustle was a year, it will be 2020 or 2021. Okay, so you want to increase your income. There's so many ways to increase your income. You can get a side hustle by learning a skill that you can monetize at the end of the learning process, and then you can enlist for a training that you've been wanting to. 2022 should not go by when you have not taught yourself something worthwhile, something that can bring you some extra income on the side. Start a business. I'm telling you, it does so much to your outlook on life, and it incorporates a certain kind of discipline in your life. You can go for stuff from a wholesaler and just retail it and add a little profit margin, and you are good to go. Pursue your passion. This is so important. Do not let 2022 go by when you've not done that one thing that you really want to do. You may not accomplish it outrightly, but just do something that will bring you closer to pursue your passion, right? Do that. Pursue your passion. Another thing you can do is to travel somewhere nice. It doesn't have to be a road trip. It doesn't have to be. You can decide to take your friends or a couple of friends, just save up and go explore a region in Ghana, the north, the Volta region. I know it's difficult to get like permission and everything, but you can make the effort, and if it turns out that you enjoy the trip, I mean, you did it. And so travel somewhere nice, spend some time, even if it's a day that you go out there, just sit and talk as friends, and try new food or something, or learn a thing or two about that place. That's a plus. It calms your mind, it gives you some sort of inspiration, it just has a way of rejuvenating your love for life. Start a new routine. It can be a skincare routine, it can be an updated version of your quiet time, it can be something that you've been wanting to do and you've not gotten around to doing it. Maybe like a spring cleaning of your room every 2 weeks. Just start something. New routines have a way of just making us feel like we are getting somewhere, right? Because you're doing something new, you're adding something up to what you usually used to do. And so start a new routine. The last thing is to take long walks, whether you're doing it alone or with a friend. Take long walks. It has a way of clearing up your head. You can use that as your monthly review or your weekly review, or where you are at a certain particular point in time. And so yeah, those are the things that you can incorporate in your bucket list. The year is going to still come anyway, right? It's going to still be 31st of December 2022, and by God's grace, if you're alive, I want you to be able to say that you made the best out of 2022, that you did not make it just go by without doing something new, adding value to your life, to your relationships, to your health, anything. So these are the tips that I believe will help you to make the best out of 2022. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new here, because we've got more videos, interesting videos coming up. This is Inspiration with Vera, and I do hope you're inspired by this first video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.